Every kick of the ball the guys played when I was away, I followed it and I watched it, and you really it's only it's the old saying you don't miss something on the scone, but it's when you're away and you watch it, you really have a real invigorated sense of pride for the club. So that's when I came back, I got re-involved straight away, and and driving on and trying to do everything we can to make this great club of ours just to really leave a footprint and develop this club.
Now, one of the things I hope happens is, especially when we go to this fundraiser today at PJ McIntyre's, that people will see the importance of this, not just to Ackle, but to our community here that's so much affiliated with Ackle. And I'm going to move over now to Michael.
Good morning, Gerry.
Michael, how are you? You're kind of the spokesman. By the way, nice talk last night you gave at the ball. Everybody loved it. Sometimes it got a little bit noisy, but we did manage to quiet them down, and it was a very nice presentation. But again, I have this pamphlet here that you guys put out called the Ackle Community Resource Centre. I hope people pick it up and study it and know exactly what's going on there. But could you briefly outline the project?
Yes, Gerry. So at home, the facilities that we have had up to now have been very limited at our playing field in Pulrani. So there was a real need to develop the facilities and the infrastructure, really to make sure that the GAA in Ackle is sustainable for the long term, and that the kids growing up now, the 4 and 5 year olds who are starting to play GAA, that they have facilities that will enhance their time when they're involved with the club. So 2 years ago we took the brave decision on that we were going to go ahead and develop this facility. We got the ball rolling in terms of putting a project plan together, getting planning permission. The night we actually decided, the meeting we decided that we were going to do this, in the AGM, we had €734 in our bank account, and took the brave decision to take on a $400,000 project. Over the last 2 years we've gone through a planning phase. We've done a lot of fundraising, both locally and further afield, and we're really delighted to say that the new development and project has started. The construction phase has kicked in, and phase 1 of the project will be complete in early April next year. This facility is not just going to be a facility for the GAA grounds. Our pitch and our club is actually located right on the way as you come into Ackle. It's probably the first significant site that you see before you come to the bridge, and this new building will actually be a welcome home to Ackle for everybody that's away. And I think that's going to be important too, that one of the drivers for me is that down the road, I currently live and work in Galway, Gerry, so I love coming to Ackle every weekend, all the holidays. Myself, my wife Deborah, and Honour's my little girl, we spend a lot of time down there. But I want to say to my little girl, in a few years' time when I'm coming to Ackle with her, we did this and we developed this facility, just to make sure that the club was sustainable for the long term. And it's something that we all can be really proud of, that we were brave enough to go ahead and do this. We're located right on the Greenway as well, Gerry, so the Greenway starts or ends right there at our pitch. So we want to create facilities that will service that great amenity. The Greenway is probably one of our...
Now explain to our listeners what the Greenway is. It's what, 30 kilometre...
Yeah, so the Greenway is a 30 kilometre bike path. It actually runs along the old Ackle to Westport railway line, and it's probably one of Ireland's finest outdoor recreational facilities. So we want to provide public amenities that will service the Greenway and for the Greenway users. Our pitch in Ackle Sound is also a site for the air ambulance helicopter emergency evacuation site. It's probably it is the only floodlit area in Ackle that helicopter can land in. So again, in the facility we're going to have a medics room that's going to service that site.
Mm-hmm. Michael, I think organisations like yours, the thing that you do from a social point of view is awfully important for the youth coming up in any community, and especially even in the rural community like Ackle. Do you think?
Absolutely, it is so important, Gerry. The football aspect of it is only one aspect, what is probably more important is the social inclusion aspect, the participation. It's about young kids starting off learning how to develop skills, learning how to develop skills from a teamwork perspective, building confidence, all of those things, building relationships, and the GA and active participation in sport helps with that. And it is so vital, especially in rural areas where, there isn't, as Liam touched on earlier on, there isn't the amenities that there are in the big towns, that the kids and ourselves as well have the GA and the football to keep us focused on and keep us tight-knit.
Yeah, and of course the GA does help. It kind of weaves the fabric of the community together, keep them together. I often think that back even in 100 years ago when the immigration was rampant in Ireland, if you had organisations like yours, there would have been a reason maybe to stay home. I know there wasn't much money, but it would have led to that cohesiveness of the community where everybody, but the first thing when I got out of school, the first thing all of us thought about was, what country were we going to go to?
Yeah.
And I think that has changed a lot, and a lot has to do with the GA, what they've done.
I just want to say, I'll touch on something Mickey said about the kids, and then just last year, or was it this year, we had the first under-6 team, so, from all
How
ages.
many?
Under-6s,
Yeah.
so it was his first team. That was the first time that actually had an under-6 team, and to see them there,
Six?
under-6s, yeah, it was amazing. They were there, and they were wearing their jersey with such pride, like we were, like as adults, but they were there with their ACL flags and everything, and it was a great spectacle on the day that they first took the field.
But the other thing I think is wonderful that you guys are working with Terence Dever and Kenny Deary, and the cooperation between you in improving ACL and improving the community in general. I think that's very admirable, and it's very evident, and they're here also. First thing Terence said to me on the phone when we were talking, when I talked to you, Liam, I said, is this okay, or is no competition? He said, no, we're behind this 100% because it's good for the entire community, the entire island. And that's the kind of cooperation I think that would make programs like this very successful. So we sure wish, we hope you do. I want you to mention, we want to mention this today, don't we?
Yeah, so at PJ McIntyre's today from 3 p.m. on, we'll be there. We're having a social day. We want to meet up, catch up and connect, as this poster says. So we're looking forward to meeting all new friends and people we haven't met yet. So come along today and say hello to myself, Liam,
And I want all our listeners, anybody that goes to PJ McIntyre's today, bring along those not dollar bills, $100 bills. No, it's really a great cause, and you are a tax-exempt organization also, which means that anyone that wants to donate money, they can do so, and they can deduct it on their taxes, just like you would with the 501c3 here. So I hope it's successful for you, and I hope it's just the first of many visits, because we want young people like you to. We here in America, those of us that emigrated years ago, we're awfully proud when we see young people come out, smart, young, intelligent people, good spokespersons for the country, and that gives us great pride here as Irish Americans. And of course we like you to meet our kids also. I think you met a couple of my sons last night.
Yeah,
we were hanging around there.
And I think nieces as well.
Nieces
Sure.
and nephews and cousins,
mainly
a lot of
nieces.
cousins.
But Gerry, just to say thanks very much for facilitating us over the last couple of days. We've had a great couple of days, and we've met so many people, and the welcome we've got over the last couple of days has been absolutely brilliant. We really thoroughly enjoyed it, and we also hope that this is the start of a close collaboration, and that we can make this an annual event and keep the close connections going, especially with the younger generations.
Yes, great.
And I've always enjoyed